Good morning, good afternoon, and of course, good evening, one and all, and welcome to episode 31. I should know that. I just typed it in the thumbnail. It's definitely episode 31. Now I've got myself thinking, did I type it accurately? Anyway, it's definitely episode 31. Hopefully in the title I've got it right. Now, not an awful lot has happened this week. I don't think, certainly in terms of my own pinball collection. But there has been some sad news in pinball, and that is that chief coder extraordinaire Lyman has sadly passed away. And I don't know anything about it, can't claim to know him, but it's a very, very sad day for pinball because clearly a very, very talented designer, software designer, a talented player, as I've come to understand it as well. And just from all the eulogies that are poured in, a very, very nice bloke by all accounts. And lots of people have got lots of lovely things to say about him. And 55 years of age is no age at all, that's for sure. And it was only when myself and Spencer were playing Batman the other day, we were talking about the genius of his code and how he manages the same with Elvira as well. I'm not going to claim to know everything about all the games and all these codes, but certainly from the games that I've seen, it's expansive enough, the code, to get the layman interested and the person that's just about to walk up to a pinball machine, to give them achievable targets. And then actually, if you're the better you become at playing pinball, there's all these deeper things to find out. And as I do understand it, I mean, he whilst John Borg obviously created the ramps and the layout design and whatnot, I think a lot of people have always said that on The Walking Dead, it was Lyman Sheets who really put the stamp on the game and opened it up to its full potential. So there's a lot of people who say a lot better things than I will about him and who know a lot more about him than I. But even in my limited knowledge and short time in pinball, I've had two of his games here and maybe even three, possibly did have Medieval Madness and Attack Mars. Anyway, a legend, isn't he? An absolute legend who will be dearly and sadly missed. In terms of the Chinwag for tonight, just moving on from that sad news, we're going to deal with a little bit of virtual pinball tonight. Now, tonight is not going to be about virtual pinball. Now, but I've always had my own sort of opinions about it, really, and it's a bit like if you've ever played FIFA on the PlayStation, a fun game. You kick a ball around and you score a goal, but you're not really playing football, are you? It's a computer game, and I've often had that opinion of virtual pinball. Whereas, okay, great, a computer game, but you're no more playing pinball than you are playing football when you play FIFA. However, once I got, where is it? It's that one over there. It's got buttons on the side. And it was before a tournament. There was a couple of games I didn't know. Well, many more than a couple of games I didn't know. That's got pinball machines on it. And I thought, actually, this is not a bad tool for learning a rule set. So actually, not bad. So whilst I thought this is a good thing to learn a rule set and maybe learn a skill shot and things that might help you in a tournament, didn't help me. I was still crap, by the way. I thought that's probably good for that. In terms of actually the timing of the shots, the feel of it, I still thought probably no good. Now, it wasn't until the gentleman who I'm going to introduce in seconds rocked up at Neil's tournament. Actually, tell a lie. Andy met him. Andy, naughty Andy, who doesn't like the mods and takes the glass off the pinball machine to get his high scores. You've seen many times. My friend Andy. He said he'd been to see the chap I'm going to introduce in a minute, and he said, "You're going to believe this. He's a really, really good player, but he learned how to play pinball by playing virtual pinball." Well, surely not. You can't do that, can you? But you can, because I saw him at the last tournament at Neil's at the Domino Arcade, and he did rather well, really well. So I need to find out more. We need to learn a little bit more, because maybe there's a little bit more to virtual pinball than we think, because he's got on the real tables the man stuff. I'm joking. Please don't take offence. And he's pretty damn good. It's Brad. Welcome, my friend.
Hello, mate. How you doing?
I'm all right, thank you. Are you okay?
Yeah, for sure. I'm good. Thanks, mate.
Good. I've got that right, haven't I?
To a degree. I certainly honed a few, I don't know, should we say luck skills, as I like to call them, on the virtual tables. I played them for, I tend to say a lot of how I get on in pinball is luck, especially the tournament and flip out leagues and stuff. I don't know. I really enjoy it, but I think a lot of it's luck.
Wow, listen, we're not going to get very far on this Chinwag if you're too modest. Okay, all right, let's cut through this. What would you post the score up on Deadpool? I know Deadpool. What did you post recently? Your highest score?
5,100,000,000, I think.
That's not luck. You can't luck your way to 5 billion. I'd be due some luck at Deadpool at some point. I'm not sure.
It's a good game.
It's a very good game.
Yeah, I love it. It's certainly one that's bolted to the floor, so to speak. I know it's a phrase used quite easily, but I do like this one.
Well, we'll get to that in just a second. Let's get back to the virtual pinball. So, was your first experience of pinball on a computer or whatever, a console or whatever? Okay, tell us about that.
No, the fairy tale, unfortunately, is not as good as that.
Okay.
I was brought up in a pub in the 90s and had full access to a lot of Williams, Bally's, the 90s machines, Star Trek Next Generation, Addams Family and stuff like that. And obviously a lot of time playing them when the pub was closed and when it was open. A lot of money won on behalf of my dad as well through playing some drunk people on a Saturday night.
Oh, really? Oh, you basically ruined my introduction. Everything I said at the start is utter crap, basically.
There's a huge degree of truth in it. So basically, I grew up with pinballs. Was totally addicted as soon as I started, basically. I then, I think it was 2012, just after I bought my first house, I bought my first pinball. Which was a Flintstones.
Okay.
And I played that to death, sold that on, and then literally, pretty much not long after that, had my daughter, lost the space where I had the pinball with a cot and stuff like that, which you do.
Selfish.
Yeah. And so basically, I needed to fill the void. Now, I started Xboxing, with I basically built up a group of friends on there, so we played the same games all the time. But in the times that they wasn't on, I basically went on the on Pinball Arcade. It was the only one I used, really. It's the only one I found was as close to realism as I could get it. So I literally I spent plenty of time playing on that, and I was lucky enough with that one as well to buy some of the Williams and the older tables before they took them off. So I think they lost the license.
Okay, this I need to get into, really, because I don't understand this, and if I don't understand it, there's usually at least one other person that doesn't.
Yeah, no worries, mate.
Everyone else go to sleep. We'll go to the comments in a minute. I've not actually pulled the comments up yet. We'll get to the comments in just a second. And welcome everybody, although I don't know who's in the chat, but I can see there's a few people in there. So this Pinball Arcade, when you say about realistic, are you saying there's other pinball simulators that aren't as realistic?
Well, in my opinion, that is. I don't want to obviously say anything bad against any of them, but I played a few different ones. Some of the names, I couldn't even tell you the names of them, but I found you could add on things and, change the way the tables acted and stuff like that, which I didn't want to do. I literally just wanted to play a pinball exactly as they are, and I liked the idea at the time with that one I was using, that the tables I was downloading or using were exactly as they should be, and I found little things like with Star Trek Next Generation, you'd play a launch shot, for example, and the ball would bounce down onto the flipper off of various other bits and pieces, exactly like the game did in real life. So I liked that, and it suited the way that I'd learned to play them before. I don't necessarily think that I play most of the machines right, but it did help me. Certainly, I spent a lot of hours playing Star Trek Next Generation on Pinball Arcade. Phenomenal.
But now, you also had that in the boozer in the pub growing up. There was a Star Trek Generation in there, was it? Okay.
Sure.
So with regard to the virtual pinball, do you find the timing of the way the ball runs, do you find that the same? I mean, it must be pretty close, right?
Well, yeah, it's funny you should say that, because I have obviously got used to playing the older games on that app on Pinball Arcade, and then I decided to buy a couple of the new Stern ones that are on there.
So you download. So this is on the Pinball Arcade. You can say, okay, I want to download some of the Stern ones just to build.
Yeah,
you've got a catalogue on there. Is that right?
It's a very small catalogue now. It's they haven't released anything new for a long time. I think it's probably finished, but right. You know, you could buy I think an individual table was $7.99 or something like that, or you could buy the table. They released them in packs, so you could buy them. But in my opinion, they were spot on. A lot of people I've spoken to over the years have said, I think, is it Pinball FX or something like that is another one, yeah. And they said they didn't like Pinball Arcade, and they give me valid reasons. It's just when I think it suited my play style, maybe. But I do feel with the obviously it's a lot easier to nudge on a controller in your hand than it is on a proper table. But the nudging, the way that they've programmed it, it works really well for how you would expect it to work.
So how do you nudge it? Like with the shoulder buttons at the top?
No, so you could probably program it to do whatever you wanted. But on my Xbox, so I have the back triggers for left and right flippers, and then the analog sticks do your nudges.
Okay.
So I think it might even be only one of them does it, but you've got your up and down and then side to side. So obviously you can predict a lot easier on them than you can on a normal table. I'd say that's probably the big difference.
Because I heard you don't nudge. I heard you don't move the table very much. Is this another lie? Is this another lie?
No.
We started off with a lie. Sorry, folks. It started as Chinwag. Basically a lie.
That is the truth, really. It's funny enough. I'll tell you in a minute how that's proven to me. But I am not a big nudger, so it comes to playing pinball. It's not. I think it's probably because I grew up and I was a young kid, so trying to move a big Williams table, especially a wide body, you're not going to do a great deal with it, are you?
I can't move one now.
So yeah, I grew up not being much of a nudger. I am a lot more now, and I think, to be honest, it's probably come from playing Jurassic Park. But it didn't last very long with me, Jurassic Park. I had it for about, I don't even think it made a month.
Why not? Why not?
It's just, I honestly think Jurassic Park is a pinball machine you have to beat up to play. And I don't necessarily I find it good when I've sort of nudged and saved a ball. It's great. But then I don't like the fact that I'm then having to nudge immediately because it's trying to go down the drain over the other side. So that's how I find it. I find Deadpool is not a machine you need to nudge a lot. There's times where you have to give it a push forward just to bounce it off the post to keep it from draining. But Jurassic Park for me, and admittedly at the time, and this is conversations me and Andy have had a lot, I didn't know as much as I know now about setting them up, So playing with different angles, with there's not a great deal of other bits, but especially with angles. And after talking with Andy, he's given me a hell of a lot of information and helpful stuff with how to set them up. And it's funny, like I was saying just a minute ago, I'll give you an example. I'm finding Avengers is a machine that I pretty much have to beat up to keep it from draining.
Really?
It's completely. It drains a lot on me, basically. And I was watching Jack Danger's sort of tutorial video of how to play the AIQ, and he took the tilt bob off on his, set it to 10 balls because it's the nature of it. It's just, I don't know. It's a machine. I think it makes you a better player because I feel like I'd been wrestling with this for a few days. Obviously, the Shadow, which is upstairs, is another tough game. It's not a walk in the park one, so to speak. But I found it really helped me, especially when I played the league at Flip Out on Thursday.
Yeah. Were you up there this Thursday?
Yeah, went Thursday.
That's really interesting what you say about Avengers Infinity Quest, because I didn't find it to be that a Dre monster as it's known. I mean, I haven't played. I've played less games than most, but I think I could still name plenty of games that are a lot more brutal than that.
Yeah. No, I do agree with you. I also don't think two pinball machines are the same, because if you play the Neil's Avengers at Flip Out, and even Andy's one, they're not so much like that. But I read up about it online, and there's a lot of people. It's a bit mixed bag, really. But I think it probably would suit someone that's been nudging pinballs for since the start. The ones that come off of a pinball game knackered.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, Pinfest last year was a real eye opener for me, I have to say, because I was the first time I'd ever seen really good players, and to watch so many people banging it around, and I've got loads. One of them here. This isn't even a particularly big camera for me. I've got loads of these things, right? Too many, more cameras than I need, really. But I've got different slow-mo things and stuff. I started filming people. What is this dodgy guy filming us? But in slow-mo and stuff. There's one bloke's jumping around all over the place, jumping back from the thing. And I thought, what are they doing here? That being said, I was having a rather good game last night on Batman. And
I was going to ask how you're doing with that.
I'll tell you in a minute. But I pretty much gave the machine a damn good kicking to try and stop it from draining. It drained anyway. I think I bounced it into a more dangerous area. I certainly didn't help myself at all. I'll tell you, but while we're on the subject, but before I forget, okay, so there's, like you say, you got 5 billion on Deadpool. I can understand how you got 5 billion on Deadpool. I couldn't do it myself, but I've nearly got 1 billion. I think my best score is 1 billion. I think it's 1 billion.
Yeah.
Just that, just a smidgen over. So after scoring 1 billion, can I see how 5 billion's done? Yeah, I get it. I get what you must have done. You've probably got the 100 weapons. And do you hit the schnick shot on purpose?
Yeah, you've got to do it. You have to do the schnick shot, especially the later on that you get. That schnick shot is amazing. Because obviously, once you hit, I think it's 100 weapons, it gives you the 2 times playfield as standard, so it's running.
Yeah.
I think the next step one is at 200. I think, from memory. I think I'm at about 220 odd weapons is the score on there. So on that particular game, I reckon I'd probably set that one. So that immediately puts you to the next times playfield. Sure. And then a couple of snick shots, and you're at 5, pretty much. Well, I think is there 5 different settings, or there's 4?
I think there's 5. I think it's 5. It's 5.
So as soon as you're at that, silly shots are starting to, add up. Funny enough, on that 5 billion one, I didn't actually complete the game. It would have been easily 6 odd. I had the last scoop shot to enter into the final mode, and it done one of them ones where it ricocheted off of it and then drained me. And obviously last ball end off, but it was still a good score. It was. I didn't come off of it thinking, that was really good, because I drained how I drained.
I think every high scorer's got a story at the end.
Oh yeah.
You look at I look on the forum, look at the high score thread. Everyone, and they'll post up their thing. Oh, look at that, 2 billion on whatever game it might be. Oh, but I almost, and then there'll be a story. It's like a fishing. So it's like the one that got away. But it just drained there. Otherwise, I would have ... It's funny, even when Craig was here, I don't know if you've seen the Star Wars video.
I haven't, not that one yet. I've been watching the tutorial ones.
He got 15 billion on Star Wars. Now, it was majestic, and I think he could have got 30 billion. But I was going to say I could see how he did it. I was literally watching him, so I really could see how he did it. But it sort of made sense, and I did sort of fluke it. But on Star Wars, I was on there on 7 billion. So obviously I'm nowhere. Yeah, I'm nowhere near. But it took me. It was one good game in sort of 2-3 months. Do you know what I mean? But I could see it. My point is, I've done 7 billion. Can I see 15? Yeah, I can see how that's done. That thing has got a score of 20 billion on it. I can't have got a clue how you would score 20 billion on that. 20 billion. And people are giving me so much advice on it as well, good advice as well. Funny enough, about the playfield multipliers and the Commissioner Gordon target and all this stuff. I get it. And I look at it, yeah, but still, 20 billion. I feel like I've been given advice that would get me 2 or 3 billion. 20 billion. And I never wipe the scores off of games that I get because I think it gives you something to aim for. I never do it.
Yeah, that's a good way, isn't it? That's the one with Batman? It was explained to me really quickly at Neil's, is where you can put the percentage on different shots. So you choose the better one and you add them all across.
I get that, and I put it on the scoop one, the jackpot one, so I can hit Christopher Gordon 3 times, put that on there, and then on the turntable thing, hit the 2 shots, and then through the back cave thing, and that lights up. Yeah, I've got it. I've even done it. I had a really good game last night. I've had a really good game. 700. No, it was just I didn't quite get the additional extra ball. 700 million, 20 billion. Oh my word! I just don't know how. So I am actually going to wipe the score off that because I just think there's no way I'm going to get that. But I'm waiting for Ian to come round, and Ian is coming round. I don't know. So sorry, Ian. So Ian messaged me, Ian off the forum, and he said, "Do you want me to come round to play?" I said, "Yes, please." So he's coming down for whenever the tournament is. He's coming down for the tournament, and he's going to pop over and show me.
You want to get well, you know it anyway. Andy's the best for stuff like that. Even if he ain't got that table, No,
people have told me the rules. Don't get me wrong, I get the rules. It's not that I don't understand the rules now, but 20 billion just seems like a million miles away. That's what I'm saying. Not to belittle your 5 billion on because that's still the best score I've heard on Deadpool, 5 billion. But I can see it anyway. It doesn't matter. It's not about me anyway. Right. Okay. So you've got Deadpool. Deadpool's head fell off.
Yes, it did actually. What was that? 3 days into ownership. So I'm smashing the pinball away with the Stern strong flippers, thinking, cool, these are really strong, great, And then all of a sudden, I didn't really see it come off, more as I saw a shadow come, like going across the screen, going across the screen. I'm talking digital now, and I'm going down the playfield, and then I'm holding the ball on the right flipper, and Deadpool or mini Deadpool's head is sitting on the left, and I was like, oh, okay, right, and it was a good game I was having as well.
Yeah, of course it would.
What do I do here? What do I do? So I popped the glass off, took it out, messaged straight away the Parallax Digital, Jeff, that I bought it off of, who's been brilliant, absolutely brilliant. And that was a Sunday evening at about, 10 o'clock, 9:30, 10 o'clock. And he replied straight away, said, no worries, Brad, I'll get this sorted out for you. Boom, one come through. We had to wait for it to come from America.
Yeah,
I literally, it's not happened a lot, but it has happened to quite a few people with it. And you can see why. I looked in there and the mounting point for the head is just snapped. So what I done with the new one, I got my my hot glue gun out. So it's a little bit Heath Ledger, a bit Art Attack. I basically put a load of glue around the inside of it so that it's a bit more supported. And I put the new one on. And then while I had it out, I fixed the old one. So...
Fair enough. You've got two little Deadpools. It's a good job you don't nudge as well, because it might have come off earlier.
Definitely, yeah, definitely.
So that's what you've got. So you've got Deadpool there. I want to get back to the old games in the pub in a little bit, but let's deal with what's next. You've got Deadpool there, which is, as you said, is bolted to the floor. That's going nowhere. Avengers, you didn't seem so much.
The conversation I've been having with the missus and the daughter and that, because when they can tell when the machines are starting to annoy me because they start swearing at them. Yeah, and my daughter, especially with Jurassic Park, I get her to warn the machine, so she'll start saying, "You'll get sold, you'll get sold." And so I was having a paddy with this one earlier, and she pipes up from across the other side of the room. She goes, "You'll get sold," and I'm going, "You will, like this." Like I'm threatening it, but we'll see. It's
What did it do to deserve you and your daughter telling it it's going to get sold? What heinous crime did it commit? What sort of drain? It must have been a drain from what you said about it.
Yeah, it was definitely a drain. Yeah. There's plenty of them. It was I think it was a drain off of something silly, but it had probably been about my 5th or 6th game of draining, and everyone always says, "Oh, just walk away," and I just tell them, I say, "That don't help me, does it?" How does that fix the problem that I'm having now? I need to beat this, So I'll carry on for a bit, and then we'll see.
I used to get in. It only could be described as a rage. Oh
yeah.
With
better
Jackpot.
now.
Jackpot was. It used to make me angry, really angry. And I won't even tell you. Maybe it's not for. I gave a Jackpot has got a Jackpot's got a name. And it's the worst swear word you can think of, and then bot, right?
Yeah.
That's what it was. I used to about Spencer this, and then beep beep. I don't know why.
I know the word you mean, and I start dropping it in when they really annoy me. It is the way. But I've always had difficulty with rage and computers and stuff like that. I've been through more Xbox controllers than you can ever imagine. And I wouldn't even say the games that I was playing were that technical, but I just get so into it, so annoyed, and I launch them. And my youngest brother is the same. There's at my dad's house when he used to live there. Before he moved out, he had to replace the wall. It was only what is it called, the jet rock stuff, and he'd smashed through it. Literally, he just kept punching it over and over and over. And he's the same as me. Oh, I don't know. Could have been playing anything. Crash Bandicoot for all I know. It was nothing special. They're both really good gamers in that degree. I've never called myself a good gamer. I play it, and I don't know if you've seen the picture on the forum with my SNES collection, but I collected for a long time. But I'm terrible at computer games. I really am. It's certainly not a strength of mine, but I persist.
You're very good at pinball. This much is clear. I just wonder if you can channel that inner rage into a nudge on a pinball machine or something like that. So tell us about. We're jumping around a lot here, but that's fine. I'll tell you what. We'll talk about the tournaments in just a second. Let's get to the chat. Because what have we got? Oh, that's a lively old chat. Mostly Spencer talking to himself, really.
We like a live one.
There we go. We do. Kaufman Eyes says Batman 66 down to Lyman. It was a turd of a game. It first came out. He obviously means whatever it is, Batman: The Dark Knight. I think it was. That was it. And then
that's the wide body one, isn't it? I was playing that.
Really? I'm not.
Is it wide body?
I'm not sure. Doug says wrong mic.
Or is that Batman Forever?
Is that? Is my mic no good? Mike, crikey! I should have listened to this earlier.
Maybe they can't hear me the whole way through.
Oh, this is terrible. And again, I wish I'd have looked at that earlier. Sorry, folks. Can you hear me better now?
I can definitely hear you better. Yeah.
Oh, bloody hell! You're too polite there. Sorry, I should have. I bet I'm just checking my phone now.
I could hear you fine, but it's so much clearer now.
Sounds like you used a headphone mic. There you go. Yeah. Do you know what? I even checked it before the start. Apologies, everybody. Many apologies. Unfortunately, I haven't done that much, not to my usual degree of talking yet. Cheers, Doug, buddy, and Spencer as well. Let's see. Have you? Yes. That's a terrible one. And we got Louise in the house. There we go. Right. Okay. Yeah. There's lots of stuff. I do apologies. There you go. I do apologies. I do apologise. That's all sorted. Right. Okay. Let's get down to the tournament stuff now, because you fared very well at Neil's. Was that your first tournament? Or aside from the league, the flip out.
Yeah.
Was Neil's first league first?
No. Sorry. But you cut out a little bit. What was the question?
Was Neil's tournament the first time you played competitively, or was it the flip out league?
No, so I done the flip out league. I think I did probably a couple of months worth. So the first time I went, I finished really good. I finished second in the first month that I went. A lot of it was I finished. I think the way my points had worked, and it was when they were having top 6 go through to the final. And I finished 7th, and the 6th player wasn't there. So I defaulted in on that one. But then I ended up finished second in it, which was a complete surprise to me. Then I did a couple of random visits here or there, not really doing much at all at Flip Out, not really doing that well. And then I went up, actually, I went up to Neil's was the next thing with the tournament, but I'd gone the previous day to the pinball office to Chris's.
Okay.
Which is brilliant.
Is it?
Again, a shout out for both Flip Out and for the pinball office, but the pinball office just was great. And unfortunately for Chris, but great for me, there was only me and another guy there with his missus and his kid, and so basically I just got free roam. So I just went to town and practiced on everything I could because I needed to get as much pinball in me as I could for the next
sorry,
day.
I had to interrupt. I thought you were talking about a tournament then, and I thought you were going to say the only person that was there was me, and I won.
I'd have probably lost that one. I'd have come second on it. Definitely.
Yeah, absolutely. So what was that? Just that was great for practicing on all these games.
Yeah, that was it. So it was one of his first open days, and he was running it for charity for those ones. So I went up for a warm up really, and obviously to meet Chris and have a look at the stuff. It's got a wonderful Houdini up there. Really great. Loved it.
Were you asking about Houdini on the forum? Was it you that started the thread?
No, I have commented on it because it's good.
Someone's looking for one. Someone was looking for one.
Yeah, I think that's.
I can't remember now.
Wolfgang, isn't it? Is it Den?
Oh, it's Den. You're right. It was Den.
Yeah.
Yes, indeed. Yeah. He's after one. Yeah, because he basically lives on the site of my old football ground. Basically, they knocked down my team's football stadium, and Den lives there now.
Okay, nice.
Yeah, I'm not blaming him for knocking the stadium down, by the way. But he does live there. So I think he's got a 1 in, 1 out sort of policy because it's quite hard to get the games up there, basically.
Yeah. I mean, that's exactly what I was running here. I sort of persuaded the missus to let me go for another one, and now it's ended up with 3 at the minute. But
1 to 3.
1 to 3.
Really quickly, actually, wasn't it?
Oh yeah, very very quickly.
Any more persuasion? Is that it now? 3?
No, that's it at the minute now. I've got the budgies here. We've.
Well, I was expecting that.
He wants to make his debut. This is my pinball mate. He sits on my. He was probably on my shoulder for the 5 billion. If I'm having a good game, he comes over.
What about when Avengers is playing up? Does he chirp in and say, "You'll get sold. You'll get sold"?
Yeah, that's it. Usually he's trying to bite my ear at that point, and so he's usually off by then. I'm flapping my arms about like there's something wrong with me, so he's usually out of it.
He's pretty cool. What's his name?
It's Ted.
Ted, of course it is.
Yeah, Ted.
How long have you had Ted?
Oh, I want to say 3 years now.
And how long have you been a pirate?
Yeah, that's it.
I
am a big rum drinker. I'm a huge rum drinker.
It's a Pirates of the Caribbean mod, basically, isn't it? They don't sell that at Mezzle Mods. I can tell you that much.
Yeah, well, I won't say it too loud, but maybe it could be added to that in a few years. Maybe a bit stiff by then.
Don't. You actually reminded me of the what was it? I say you remind me the Only Fools and Horses episode. Do you ever see Only Fools and Horses?
I've watched plenty of them. You might have to remind me of
there's one. There's one with a canary, and I think as I remember it, Del and Rodney and Grandad have to go and look after someone's house for the week.
Yeah,
and they find the budgie dead in a cage, and they think they've killed the budgie. And the whole premise of this is they've got to find a budgie or a canary, whatever. Yeah. Sorry, I say whatever to you. It's probably quite clear. You probably know your budgies from your canaries, right? But for someone like me. And they're going around all the pet shops to try and replace this. And in the end, they replace it. And is it really a spoiler if it's 35 years ago? I don't think so. If you haven't seen it.
I think I know what you're going to say as well, but yeah.
Yeah. She comes over and says, "Oh, my God, it was dead. It's dead when I left you." Yeah, so Yellow Canary. It was. Oh, Gatesy's there. Thank you, Gatesy. That man there does the best impression of Zippy you've ever heard in your life.
I've got a great impression of him, but it's the rude version. So I'll keep that off air.
Yeah, have you seen that blue version of Rainbow? Have you seen it?
Yeah. I've plenty of times, and the other little clips and stuff. I've seen a lot of them.
I don't know about the other little clips. You let us a little bit too much go there, Brad. To be honest with you. Right. So let's get him back from that. Okay. So actually, let's just Shadow now. Shadow before we've just spoken about those two. Tell us about Shadow. That's a difficult game, but it's it's an odd game, isn't it? It's quite a popular game. People really do rate it, but I do find it difficult.
Oh yeah, for sure. It's a really difficult game. I was saying because it's Neil's machine, so he's lent it to me to basically free up some space for him, and he also lent it to me so that I didn't get too bored with Deadpool straight away. So he was looking after me there as well.
Yeah,
which I really appreciate. So thanks for that, mate. But yeah, literally, he had it set up for one of the challenges they were doing, I think, where basically you lock a ball and then you pass it on to the next person.
Yeah, stall ball. It's a competition that he has up at Pinfest. Yeah, absolutely.
That's it. So it's that machine. So you've seen it. It's ever so tidy, ever so tidy. He said
yeah.
He said the cab's a bit beat up. I don't think it's that bad at all. I really think it's great, to be honest. But anyway, he didn't have any rubbers on the pins just before the drains on the sides.
Right.
You know the ones I mean?
What, the outlanes?
Yeah, so the outlane pin, the outlane post, sorry. And so I ordered some, and I told him I'd fitted some on it the other day. He says, "Oh, we do that to make it harder." I said it was too hard.
Well,
so, yeah,
and I don't nudge.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. I need everything in my favour. But no, that machine really helped me. I noticed it from last Thursday's flip out. I really noticed the play style was different and maybe just suited the games that were selected to play on. But I did find I had sort of good flow. Probably the best way to show it. But no, Shadow is a very tough game, I think. But it's also quite satisfying. And if you get it right, it's got some really long ball times in it, which is another. I like long ball times. I'm not one for shooting quick and stuff like that.
Well, to be fair, you're quite a good player, so long ball times probably happen anyway, don't they?
They do. I tell you what, they certainly did on Star Trek Next Generation when I was playing it on the Xbox. I could easily rack up games hour and a half long, 2 hours, stuff like that.
So that was. Can you going back to that, because obviously you mentioned that was in the pub? Can you remember what your
no that wasn't the Xbox stuff wasn't in the pub.
No. I'm talking about the real machines. You said that was that one was in it because you remember you said you were a young lad and you found it hard to move that. Did you always have one machine in the pub or more than one? Can you remember the first game basically?
I made a note of the games that I played when I was in there actually, but
nice, very organised.
I've got some notes here. Yeah,
nice.
It was one at a time. So basically, there wasn't not owned by my dad. There was a firm that basically come in like they do with the fruit machines, and they rotate them out, give you the new ones, and just move them on to another place. A few times we had some doubles. They used to say to me, "What ones did I want?" basically. But so just some that I sort of remembered that I had there. So obviously Star Trek Next Generation, Star Wars one, White Waters, Addams Family, and one that I've been searching. I found a few people that have got it and they've offered for me to come and play them. That's fine. But Indiana Jones. And
which
I know
one?
The Williams one. But Barry Williams, Indiana Jones. It's the one that I used to have Star Trek Next Generation as my top list. And if you look at my first post, I was looking actually when I joined up on the forum on Pinball Info. I was looking at when I joined basically, but I'd put in that post that I was looking for a Star Trek Next Generation because it was my top. It was the one that I remember. It's the one I played the most digitally, and then I went and played it up at Flip Out, and I was horrendous.
Oh yeah,
I ain't interested in that now. So that pipe dream just fell apart, and I went and bought a Spider-Man. But
it'll nostalgia will do that for you. Unfortunately, I think with a lot of things. That being said, it is a great. Hey Ted, hello mate. Hello.
He's trying to steal the show, isn't he?
Yeah, absolutely. I like that. It is a great game. It is, but it takes a lot of maintenance. Are you any good with the old maintenance stuff?
I'm getting there. I literally tried. I took the spinner apart on my Avengers the other day with the aided by some tips and that from Andy, of course.
Yeah, he loves it. He loves it.
I was sending him some pictures going, what do you think of this bit, mate? And how do you do this? And then he sent me the instructions through, so I whizzed through it straight away. But I'm fine. I'm brilliant at taking stuff apart. God, he's got some issues, isn't he? It's all them bad pinballs. I'm great at taking stuff apart and putting it back together. In theory, I should be all right. As long as I can see what I'm doing, I'm fine. I took the flippers apart to a degree just so that I knew how they went back together on a previous pinball on my Spider-Man. Just so I know.
Yeah, well, I mean, Spider-Man is a very, very well-made game, isn't it? They didn't. I certainly thinking about Spider-Man and Lord of the Rings. I definitely remember them being really bolted together. Really,
are they Sam games? Is that the right term for them?
I think they are. Yeah, I think they are. Yeah, yes.
They seem that crossover where they're still quite mechanical. And they've got the computer side of things in them as well to a degree.
Yeah, absolutely.
I maybe that obviously is a good point. I mean, one of the best machines I think we all agree is Metallica, isn't it? That's of that kind of age, sort of towards the end.
Is that the one that was in Andy's lounge?
Yeah, that one.
Yeah, that was a good. To be fair, I've only ever played it once, and I had a cracking game. I mean, Andy will tell you, I got a good score. A good score.
I think he did tell me when you went round there because he said exactly like me. I'd never touched it before, and I mean, I would have steered clear of it. You know, I'm not a Metallica fan. I just don't know anything about them, so I wouldn't have touched it. But I had a couple of games on that, and then I just wanted more. And I picked it on Thursday. I put Flip out because Matt will generally come around and say, right, what machine do you want? And I thought, let's have some Metallica in it this time. I didn't do particularly well on it, but I like the way it plays. I will have one eventually. It is an aim for me.
Well, funny enough, I mean, because they got Adam there. Sorry, I should just say there. Phil Spencer's in the chat somewhere. Loitering, up to no good. Being a naughty boy. We've got a lot of footage. Don't worry, you won't be short of Spencer. There's a lot of videos we've got coming up very soon, and we should probably say that Phil that he's not quite signed the contract yet, so we're not going to go full guns blazing with a big announcement. But there is an announcement of sorts, which is Pinfest is on the way. Are you going to be going to Pinfest? Are you, Brad?
Oh, for sure, mate. Yeah, definitely. I missed the last one for some. I can't remember why. I just couldn't get up to it, but I'm looking forward to it. I should try and do all the things. I'm quite partial to a beer, so
wow.
You know, and I think it goes quite well with people and pinball and stuff like that.
It does. Not all people, I must say. Beer doesn't always go well with all people, but
they might not have me back.
Yeah, we had a really, for all the stuff, we had a great time last time. But we did have a good old drink up, and what was particularly good, I got to say, was after when the main hall got locked up, there was some Chris and Phil. Basically, there was some Pinball Heaven and Chris B pinballs, which were the charity pinballs, and they were still in the foyer and the lobby, whatever it's called, whatever it might be called, part of the hotel, which was near the bar, so you could stay there getting drunk. And I think we stayed there a few nights until sort of 1 a.m. Playing pinball really badly by that point, and basically being drunk and laughing.
That's exactly what I love doing, stuff like that. It's the best thing. It makes it fun, but I think you get to know people better.
Oh,
and that's what I want, because at the moment I speak to the odd people that you know I PM and speak to, and other people that I speak to when I got Flip out and things like that. But it's really hard to put names to faces. Obviously, this helps.
It does. It will do. Yeah, it will. Yeah.
It's really hard because I could be speaking to someone on the forum, and I was standing next to them in real life. I haven't got a clue it's them. But
no.
I think it certainly helps, and it's sort of everyone loosens up a bit when they've had a beer, and
they do. It's just a great time, and there it is, 26th, 27th, 28th. Of August, just waiting to send a contract to sign. So that's going to be That's going to be brilliant. I cannot wait. You'll love it. I mean,
I'm going to book up as soon as that post goes up. I put the little watch thing on the post on the forum, so it dings me as soon as it's up. So basically, I'll book it then.
It does work. By the way, the thing on the forum,
I've got it for the sales.
The ding. Well, that is how I got that. Wherever it is.
Yeah.
There. Well, it's crikey. So, I lose my bearings when I'm doing this. All cameras in reverse. Clearly, I can't even work a microphone properly.
Yeah, I'm not even pointing. It's
here's a great story, right? So, this is Gatesy. This is Rob. And Rob's become a good friend of mine. But Rob watches my West Ham channel, right? Through the West Ham channel, I'd said on the West Ham channel, I'm not doing my West Ham videos this weekend. I'm up at somewhere called Pinfest. In fact, I did do some West Ham videos, albeit from a hotel room at Pinfest. And Gatesy, honestly, drove up from Kent. It wasn't into pinball at all. Well, I guess sounds good. I'll have a bit of that. He chucked his son in a car, not against his will. He got in the car freely of his own will. And they drove up and he spent a whole day at Pinfest playing pinball. And I thought that was absolutely
that's good.
Brilliant.
You're pulling people in that might necessarily have known,
it's better than pulling people off. Sorry, that's a bad joke. Well, I don't know. I said that. But you never know. You never know, do you? So we've got this is good for both of us, I think. This one really. Chris, what's next on your horizon? What have you boys got your eyes on next? Well, and I noticed earlier, Adam, you asked if Spencer nervous about his Cactus Canyon. He probably wasn't until you mentioned it. But no, not anything that I noticed. So there's a cactus coming for Spence there. I'm waiting on a Godzilla, but I'm not in the first batch, the first in line, so I'm waiting for the seconds.
Yeah, they come today, didn't they? I've seen some posts.
Did they really? Did they really? Okay, that's well, good, because the quicker the first batch gets here, the quicker mine will. But I don't know when that's going to be. That, in all honesty, it's absolutely fine because I've got my work cut out with that anyway. I don't need loads of machines anyway, but there might be some other little things coming for purposes of review and whatnot, so there should be some other machines coming to the channel. I've got to get I've still got Ghostbusters here, which is not up there. So what's on your horizon then? I know you've mentioned a long term you'd like a Metallica. What do you fancy? Because it doesn't sound like Avengers going to be there for long.
It doesn't really, does it? It's
not
boding well.
I think Ted's going to shit on it.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, probably. He'd probably shit on me as well. That's what happens most of the time. In all honesty, top of my list, and it's been there for quite a while, is Wizard of Oz. And obviously, I know it's not necessarily a fan favourite with various bits and pieces, but I played one up at Electric Circus when I went and picked up the Jurassic Park, and I liked it. I really did. I think it's a pretty machine.
Oh yeah.
I don't know if you're like this, but a lot of the times when I'm looking at the idea of the machines and stuff like that, I think whether my daughter's going to like it or not. Because she hasn't liked anything that I've bought through this door since Spider-Man. And obviously there's not been loads, but there's been a few. And every one of them, she'll come and she'll have that first game. She'll go, I don't like that.
Does she like the film? How old is she?
She's 9.
Okay.
I don't know if she's seen it or not. I just think that she would like the idea of it,
Well, get her on the film. That's the thing to do, and then that sells her the concept. I actually
like the film.
Well, you don't have to. Cracky. Listen, mate. Come on, you're a father. We all have to sit through some crap. I don't like Peppa Pig, but I've had to watch about 500 hours of the stuff. So let's get that straight.
Yeah, it's a very good point, actually. Yeah, maybe we'll watch it. The thing is, though, I can watch it all I want. Trying to get hold of one is a different story.
Yeah.
I know there's a few ruby reds and emeralds, and so I just want a box standard one. That's it. But yeah, trying to grab hold of one. I keep waiting for the for sale ding to come up on the forum. I keep refreshing my wanted posts and stuff like that. But one will come up. I'm not in a huge rush, but that is on the list. What else? Oh, I added X-Men on the list after playing Neil's.
Wasn't there one for sale recently? Oh, maybe not. No, it's a Transformers. Sorry, it's Transformers.
There was one for sale when I joined the forum in February. there was one that had been floating about for ages, but when you look back at it now, I think, it was actually quite a good price. But I hadn't played it then, and sometimes I'm a little bit dubious about picking up machines I haven't played. But X-Men I really enjoyed. Wizard of Oz, Houdini went back on there after playing it at the Pinball office. There's not really much else that's sort of tickling my fancy at the minute. I think I've definitely spoilt with the newer Sterns. I don't think there's this sort of age of pinball is where I'm happy. I really enjoy the sort of computer integration with them. I think it brings another level to it.
You're skillful enough to look at the screen. Why not? I
don't know if I do look at the screen, but I
don't. I even when I didn't have any of these Sterns and I just had Bally Williams offens, I always would get the colour DMD.
They look the business, don't they?
Well, they do, but it wasn't for me. It was whoever stood next to me watching it. It makes it pretty for them. I'm not looking at the screen. Honestly, it could be single, whatever it was, already original orangey colour. It could be colour, or it could be nothing on the screen. I wouldn't notice, honestly.
Funny enough, it's that first look you do when you're just about to play it, isn't it? But that's mainly why you buy them. You think, that looks really good.
Yeah.
But I had you're right with the screen.
Well, the Judge Dredd. What I'm going to do is I'm going to dig up the archives and get them on the channel as well, and basically the Judge Dredd. And by the time I'd finished with it, it was stunning. It was stunning. Not like these wonderful things that Davey and Chris and Ant and everybody are doing, and Keith with his wonderful, a Dolly Parton and all the other stuff. Nothing like that. But as best as a man of my limited skill set could do, I took the playfield apart. I got stuff powder coated. I got post lights. I did sort of stuff, and I put the color DMD in, but it was it wasn't the LCD. It was the dot matrix one, and I don't know. There was something about that. It was really bright, and as I'm not subtle at all, so it was really in your face, and it was gorgeous. And the animations were really good. And I don't know if you know it. There's a sniper shot on it, which I always talk about. There's an animation where you're up in the sniper shot, It is a lot. It's a beautiful shot, but actually the animation that happens when you do it, you get to look at it because it's after you make the shot and the crosshairs go over the person, and you can imagine, and it's really good graphics actually. So I appreciated that. That was good. But in the main, it's a mod that you don't need. I think sorry, I've just clocked what Adam's saying. I'll deal with that in a second. I think I'd like a little bit of. I've definitely been after a bit of Bally Williams. So I think when I settle on my final 4, I think there's got to be a Bally Williams in it. There just has to be. But not for you. You're not thinking any of that stuff apart from an Indiana Jones, maybe.
Yeah, if an indie come up, then I probably would. But I don't like the way they're going so much with Northbound with the prices. But it's all relative, isn't it? It's relative. You buy high, sell high. Blah, blah. It's like houses. You made a really good point earlier, and that is the maintenance side of it. I do like tinkering, and I will tinker when I have to, but I get annoyed if something I've had a go at fixing or something doesn't work all the time.
Yeah.
And that will be the frustration for me. I love nothing more than fixing something. Finding a problem and sorting it out. But it does concern me, and you're running a really, really old power supply, and some of the pinballs with spaghetti junction wires and stuff like that. It's
makes you nervous.
It does a bit, and the weight of them as well makes me a bit nervous because to get them in here, I got one of those houses that sort of upside down, so it's 3 floors.
What do you mean it's upside down?
Well, the kitchen, this bit, the main family room bit is the ground floor, so to speak. So to get here, I have to come downstairs at the side of the house, which are really dodgy anyway. They need replacing, and then get it in through here, which is all right once we're down. But we've only ever brought the Spider-Man was heavy, but everything else has been these newer Sterns, so they're not too bad.
You do know the Wizard of Oz is seriously heavy. Okay.
It's probably one of the heaviest there is, isn't there, I think? But I do know that, and that is one of the things that concerns me about it. I've already got plans that I should probably take the back box off of that and whatever else I can. But I don't know. It's I've got one mate that helps me with the pinball stuff. I have to keep repaying him. I had him round the other Friday actually for a bit of rum and a couple of games on the VR headset. And,
hold on, you got a parrot and you drink rum. You are a pirate. Yes, your mate round to drink. Of course. Yeah.
There's a picture. There's a picture of my mates. I sent a picture of to my mates a while ago. I had an operation on my eye. I took something out my eye.
You had an eye patch. You had an eye patch. You did. Of course you did.
And I sent them a picture with the budgie sitting on there while I was drinking rum. Just a picture of me. And it was sent back. They'd drawn a hat on me. They scribbled out the eye patch properly. And so maybe
that's like proper pals. That is proper friends.
Oh, I've got some friends. Just take them in.
Only your true friends will Photoshop you.
For sure.
That much is for sure. Just a couple of things here. Slim, thank you very much, mate. That is very, very kind of you, my friends. Adam, I'll just deal with this just quickly now. And the other thing you mentioned, basically, when the time comes, Phil will make an announcement, and Phil will tell you everything you need to know. We'll be covering it extensively on this channel. I don't want to say don't want to preempt it by saying what deal Phil may or may not have done, but usually there is a discount for the rooms for people. There was last year, at least, discount for the rooms for people attending Pinfest would get some discounted rates on the rooms, hopefully that's still the same. And hopefully, as I say, they put Andy in a broom cupboard somewhere and lock him away down in the bowels of
Andy Peters in a broom cupboard.
Andy Peters was, yeah. I'm talking, yeah.
Get him a Gonzo.
Yeah, that was that. And so was Philip. Anyway, actually, no, we won't even talk about that.
He was in there, I think. He come
was.
Out.
He was. There you go. And this is exactly it. The best place for updates is Pinball Info and the Facebook page. And when Phil does that, we'll link all that on there, Adam. But you can't do wrong then. Get on that Facebook page. Get on the Pinfest Facebook page. That's the first place you'll hear about any of it, mate. And then on Pinball Info. And to answer your other question, Adam, I wasn't particularly happy, I've got to say, with all the footage that I've got from the Guns N' Roses video. I wasn't. Some of it's really, really good footage, but I'm not sure that the whole video is quite there yet. So I need to add a couple of bits to it, but it's sort of 80% done. But there'll be a few things coming out before that gets done anyway. You'll see Ghostbusters before you see that. You'll certainly see our powder coating video, which is myself and Spencer went to the powder coaters the other day and had a jolly good time, and we powder coated everything. They were sick of us by the end of it, but they gave us lovely access. It was nice to see them. So we took some really rusty old Bally Williams legs down there and shot blasted them and baked them and cooked them and whatever, deep fat fried them, whatever we did. Stuck them up and painted them in a really Larry green. Well, that Larry green there that you can see there. So that's good. We got a lot of other stuff. We've got a Theatre Magic video coming up, which Spence is editing that one. We got, I was going to say microscopic balls. That's not very good. That's just me personally. We're putting a lot of different. We're going to compare the Ninja ball, the Polaris ball, the ball that comes standard with Stern, and an old used ball, and we're going to put them all under the microscope. Myself and Spencer have already done it. Right, we just haven't recorded it and made it into a video yet. We're amazed at the difference. People have said to me for a long time, "Oh, when you get those Stern balls that they come with, just chuck them away." Oh, a ball's a ball, right? I couldn't believe it. Once you put it on the microscope, it's unbelievable the difference between that and a better quality ball, basically. I don't even think we've even tested the highest quality of ball yet because they're too bloody expensive. But because I'm not gonna spend 50 quid.
Oh, that's the one that are in packs of 5, aren't they?
Exactly that. They're all.
Why did you do that? Why would you do that?
I don't know. But there was I'll tell you now, a little spoiler. there was a massive. I haven't actually put the Polaris under this microscope yet. There is a massive. I'll tell you now, it's a massive upgrade between the Stern ball and the Ninja ball. To the point where you
just can't. The problem with the Ninja ones, you can't have them with a magnet, can you?
But that's what the Polaris are for. So once we've done, once we'll do that, and literally you'll see all of them. But yeah, I think you get what you pay for with those sort of things anyway. And I looked at it. I'm not sure. I'm not sure I was ever fully aware. I think I just should have probably listened. Sorry, Jim. Yes, and something else as well. 2 or 3 actually. Matt told me I can get 3 in my van. I didn't realise that. I'm definitely going to take 2 to Pinfest. So depending on what I've got, yes, Deadpool, and I would have taken Batman, but I've got to tell you now, it's not the best built game I've ever had. It's washers flying off all over the place. I don't know where they've got. I've got this little, I've got a little bag. This is a radiator parts, but I've got this little bag of washers now that have come off of that. It's still working. It's still rotating. I'm thinking, where do these things come from? Every so often, this washer will start. It's like your Deadpool head. This washer will start, usually during a good game as well. Oh, come on. So possibly not that, because it just doesn't seem as robustly built as the as a Deadpool. If Godzilla's here by then, which I hope it will be, I will possibly bring Godzilla and Deadpool to Pinfest, because I was absolutely delighted with the care that everybody took of that Deadpool last time. I was in fact, I wasn't worried beforehand, and then a couple of people said, "Are you worried?" And I should I be? It was really taken good care of, and it came back in just a good condition as it left.
Yeah, so you shouldn't worry with me. I'll look after it.
Well, you don't nudge. No, you don't even. You don't know unless you bring Ted with you. I'll be worried about a bird pooing on it.
If you say there's a pirate guy standing at your pinball machine, you don't want him there. Are you going to be streaming Pinfest?
Well, I'll be doing videos. I'll be uploading from there. Oh yeah, for sure. I will definitely be covering it extensively. But Tim will be. I'm going to go through all this. I need to speak to Tim. And he knows this anyway. Tim will be streaming the tournament, and he streamed it last year as well, and it's really good. I didn't. It was an eye opener for me last time. I wasn't expecting Pinfest to be what it was. Really, it was really enlightening in the tournament.
I've only seen the pictures of it. It looks great. It looks my kind of thing, to be honest. But
it does. I'd love to. So I'd love to get more people watching Tim's footage, basically, of the tournament, which was really excellent. So there'll be a lot of stuff I'll be kicking out, particularly Spencer's. Myself and Spencer, we've already got good ideas for videos for Pinfest. Really want to cover the NBA thing better as well, that was really. Do you know the NBA? No. So what they do is they tie up they link 2 NBA machines, and you play in real time against the person next to you. You're basically playing basketball on a pinball machine. Oh yeah,
that's cool.
And there's a half time. It's brilliant. I've done a terrible job of describing it, but
I can understand what you're saying. It's something that I either want to try and get against Matt, Vince, or Ewan. They'll be the ones that will be up for battling on that. Sounds good.
Well, I hope they don't, because they're too good. They're both excellent. Both those guys.
I need to find a tactic to beat in Matt. That's we was having a conversation the other day. I think I'm going to try donuts next time. Next time I flip out. Just
putting them on a play field or eating them?
No, I put them in his mouth.
Oh, right. Okay.
When he's trying to play, I shall be putting donuts in his mouth.
Okay. He'll probably be fine, as I would be if he put a donut in his mouth. Put them over his eyes, but not the ones with the holes in the middle, like the full, not the ring donut.
I might have to take his trousers down or something like that, and well, we'll see what happens then. You know?
Absolutely. Just actually one final thing with you there, Brad. Where did you? Because you did so well. Sorry, I didn't mean to. I skimmed over this a little bit earlier. You did so well in that tournament. You were fantastic. Where did you finish? You were in the top 10, right?
Yeah, joint 6th.
Brilliant.
There was 3 of us at 6th.
Brilliant.
That's good. It was a brilliant day for all.
3 of you at 6th.
Yeah, there was 3 of us.
Ninth then.
Yeah, basically. No, I think it gets put on our rankings at 7 because I think they take an average. So we got the 3 of us that come at me, Matt. I can't remember who else come at there, but yeah, we got put down as.
It was really good.
I couldn't believe I was most of the way home, so I'm about an hour and a half from there, and it was still going. It was ridiculously late, wasn't it?
Yeah, I was actually glad. There he is again. Look at Ted. Ted is cool. Okay, I've got to say this actually. First of all, we've got to say hello to Detroit. This man, where has he gone? This man, Sketch, right? This is my mate here. It's funny. That bird. It is a budgie, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's funny that Sketch would pop up with that because he's a falconer.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Literally, he is a controller of raptors, not the dinosaur. They don't exist anymore. But hawks and eagles, and actually, I don't know if a hawk is. Sketch is a hawk or raptor. I'm not entirely sure. Owls and stuff like that. Big birds. There we go. This is the man. Oh look, hold on a second. Sorry, it's all kicking off here. It was about 3 hours from the Stern Pinball Factory. I'd love to go to the Stern Pinball Factory. This is the man here who, after he's almost the first on every video, says, "You're the I'm not convinced."
I wonder how many other people's other videos he does that on YouTube. I bet he's quite known for it.
I'm not sure he is. I wouldn't rule out that being anyone. I even said, literally, Spencer was sat in my kitchen the other day. He said, Spencer said, "So do you reckon it is?" I turned around to Spencer and said, "I haven't ruled out of being you." I said, "I think it could be you." He said, "What?" I said, "Yeah, I'm honestly, anyone, everyone is I think it's someone I know. I'm convinced it's someone I know." There we go. Anyway.
Oh, I just thought of an idea, actually. It's along the lines of what you're doing for, like your Top Gear, the Wall Challenge.
Yes,
right?
Yes.
Right, because I know you said you're only going to be doing it on the pinballs that you've had in the house, right?
Yes.
Why don't you do like a mini one of the pinballs you play at a Pinfest and rate them under how you feel they were?
That's a great idea.
It's another thing to
it's a video for Pinfest. You're right.
Yeah. This is Chris and Spencer's view on blah blah blah. We put this one at the top because of or game time. Drains. I'm good at finding them.
Yeah, well, we'll leave it. That's a really cheers, mate. That is a really, really good idea, actually. Yes, absolutely. Yeah,
I think we'd be interested to know, I certainly would see if the ones that I think were up there as if you felt the same about them, or if you guys completely don't agree with the ones that I do.
Well, that's the thing. Everybody's different, aren't they? In pinball,
sure.
What's good, what I like, it won't be necessarily what you like. And I think you see that all the time. Just when people are discussing it, and there's some games which I just can't get on with. You've got one of them upstairs, funny enough. I don't know why they planted that thing so close to the flippers, right? So one thing I hate, it's like the Antichrist with pinball machine, is that ramp thing right near the start. But why is that there? But it's funny. But I know some people absolutely love the game, and there's some games that I love that people would think.
I find that on the rocket shot on Guardians. If you want to commit pinball suicide, go for that shot. That's it. It's the end of.
What is it? Okay, I don't know this.
So the rocket shot's the one that powers it straight back at you.
It propels it back down.
Yeah, so it's got a plunger in it. So you're hitting it. I think it's got the like the infrared sensors on the side of it. Detects the ball and then shoots it straight back at you.
Have you ever played Popeye?
very quickly, and do you know what I found I didn't like about it? The fact that there's so much there, you lose the playfield. That was.
Yeah. You do.
I found.
You do. Well, that was my first ever game.
Yeah, I've had one quick game on it, so I can't give you my verdict on it. So to speak.
Bluto on that basis. There you go. Up there, chucks the ball out at you, and he's quite close. There you go, straight down the middle. There. So it's wide body as well, so it's quite hard to. Yeah, I haven't got a reaction time. Slim. No, there's just that. There's one there, mate. There's a pinball machine there, and there's one in the hallway. I don't know what you mean by all those, but that's it. There's 2 pinball machines in the house at the moment. That's not one, by the way. That might be going soon. Someone's got first dibs on that, so I just got to try and.
What is it?
It's a there's a name for it. It's got It's got 94,000 games on it.
Okay. It's an emulator.
Crazy. Sorry.
Is it an emulator?
I don't even know what an emulator is.
Okay. It's got lots of games in it.
It's got lots and lots of games. Yeah. So anyway, right. Anyway, listen. I am going to I'll do this one because I'm delighted anybody would take their time to choose to sit and watch this. How's the Batman 66 rules versus the Avengers Infinity Quest? Also, a friend in Detroit. Easier for me. There's more depth there. I understand in Batman 66 there's more depth to come because of Lyman's fantastic code, but I understand what I'm meant to be doing, and that is I've got to basically put the Joker, Catwoman, Penguin, and the Riddler in jail. That's what I have to do. Yes, there are other villains, but I can deal with that, which is a lot like Deadpool, Brad, which is, you're going to have to beat up Sabretooth and Juggernaut and so on and so forth. That I can deal with, I understand. With Avengers Infinity Quest, you haven't just got to collect the Avengers, you've got to collect the gemstones and then apply them to an Avenger. And if you want, you can remove that gemstone from an Avenger and put it on another Avenger. Benedict Cumberbatch is in there for some reason. They've stuck Sherlock Holmes in the game for some reason. It's just there's a simplicity to Batman which suits me and suits my limited playing capability, certainly. But the shots on Avengers Infinity Quest I find better. There's more flow to them. But I think the theme, I feel that I'm more in the game. When Batman starts up and the music starts, I buy into the story more. I feel like I'm out to capture the Joker and capture
you
Penguin.
Feel immersed in it.
I do feel immersed in it, as I never really feel that I'm battling Thanos or whatever the case may be, or collecting Scarlett Johansson, which would be nice. Maybe that's why I'm disappointed. Hold on, that's not even the real Scarlett Johansson. I've hit the Scarlett Johansson shot 5 times and still no Scarlett. So there you go, which is a disappointment really for all of us. Brad, thank you so much, mate. Thank you so much.
No, thanks for having me.
Not at all, mate. And best of luck in the upcoming. You're going to carry on playing League at Flip Out?
Yeah, I need to. I think they've changed the way it is now. I think you need to attend at least 6 per month, if I'm not mistaken. I'll be corrected if I'm wrong on that, but you need to have at least 6, and then I think your best 4 are taken. So at the moment I've registered. What have I registered now? I think I've registered three scores, or 3 overall finishes, and yeah, it needs a bit more work. I got a second on Thursday just gone, so that really helped.
Wow. Yeah, really, absolutely. Really yeah. I mean, and there's some tremendous players up there. So listen, congratulations on as you continue to do that. I'll catch up with you soon. Please pop on again, and I'll see you soon. As like I said, I wasn't just saying it. You're welcome. Particularly when I get my next game. I only say particularly to get my next game because there's more to play. It's a lot more fun to pop round when there's 3 games here rather than 2. But you're welcome to pop round, buddy. Honestly,
perfect, no thank you.
You're very welcome. Right, just please do stay there though. Don't bugger off just yet. Thank you very much. That's Brad. Brad, hold on, Brad. Your handle on the floor.
Lucky I wasn't naked then.
You'd have been quick, mate. That'd have been Superman style. Not the Superman gets naked. He just changed his clothes in a telephone box. it's Itch on the forum.
Yeah, so that's my Xbox name. It's a long, very boring story, but yeah, it's my Xbox name. My pinball name is Bat, which is Brad Atwood. So
okay,
yeah.
well there you go. But on the forum, it's Itch. Just in case you're wondering who I'm speaking to, there he is. Cheers, buddy. That's Brad. Itchy Brad, Pirate Brad with the pirate. It's just a lot of pirate stuff going on there. Listen, thanks everybody for tuning in. I do apologise for the sound quality at the start. It's my own fault. Lesson learned. I will check the live chat in future. It was a simple switch, but I'm quite a simple fella, really. So I get these things wrong. So apologies on that. Thanks for tuning in. Thanks for all the comments. Thanks for everything. More videos coming up over the next couple of weeks. Don't know who's coming on the Chinwag next time. Probably Spencer will come back, and we've got. So I don't want to preempt it by saying too much, but we've got some interesting stuff and some interesting guests coming up. Not that they can't get any more interesting than a pirate, quite frankly. So thanks for tuning in. Please don't forget to like and subscribe the video, unless you didn't like it. And if you didn't like it, then please, you can still put a thumbs up if you want.